Welcome everyone. In today's webinar, I will talk about how modern fleet management works out best in tmOS. Before I start, some outlook what's up next in the TMC webinar series. My colleague Jano will introduce you to TM Server, a system that is capable of collecting data and showing it live from several measurement systems by the effort of a button click. Who is this webinar today for? We have defined several groups to whom this webinar is beneficial. The first group are the machine manufacturers to get insights from the machines in the fleet. Then we have the maintenance companies. For example, in Europe, we have ECM, Entity of Charge and Maintenance. That is a huge topic now, and we have some solution for that we will also present today. And then we have the machine operators. You have the benefit of our system that you can copy, for example, the location of a machine and directly navigate there with your navigation solution that you like, for example. Or on some machines, we have also comfort function like remote heating to get into a warm machine when it's winter. And of course, everyone involved in the handling of track machines is welcome in this webinar. How fleet management started at TMC. So in general, a manufacturer came and has had the idea to get more information of the machines in the field. And therefore, the idea was born to create a device that can send the data of the machine via the mobile network to a cloud service. And so MCO and MDC was born. And this solution grew now to a central data transmitter on the machine with functions like VPN functionality, that manufacturers can help you remotely, and also things like file exchange to transmit data between the back office and your machines and vice versa. And also, as mentioned before, the maintenance module. Where we are today, we are installed on more than 1,500 machines and have uploaded the insane amount of 125 terabytes of uncompressed data. Tons of reports have been created, and our users have crafted nearly 8,000 cockpits. And now it's time to grow from the MCO to the much fresher tmOS. So new user interface and much things are done in the back. And why are we doing this? Some more information, not only the fresh look, we want to have a consistent user interface over all our products. So now we have different user interfaces. Some are some old Microsoft product installed on Windows, some Microsoft designs. Some are in the web already, like the MCO. And we now want to bring everything together in one user interface. So the world is complex enough, and we want to make your life easier with that you have everywhere the same behavior of our TMC programs. Another big topic is that we want to reduce the dependencies on proprietary cloud services. With our quite long product life cycle, we want to reduce the long-term risks of being locked into vendor-specific components, and tmOS is free of them. So another big topic is that now we have more or less data silos, and we want to reduce them for you. So you will be able with tmOS that you can combine infrastructure data with the fleet data that we collect. Quite a cool thing. And another topic is also security. So in today's world, lots of attacks, and we're bringing in things like multi-factor authentication and state-of-the-art security. And no fears, the TMMDC, so the hardware on the machine you have today, maybe stays full supported in tmOS. And tmOS in general results to this fully process safe loop. So you can directly synchronize from measurement car back to the office, back to the tamping machine, for example, and synchronize it again for documentation purposes back in the office. So you don't need to put anywhere USB stick anymore. Data is synced. So, and let's get started with a more hands-on view on tmOS Fleet itself. First, you usually start with just entering the domain, so tmos.digital in our case, and then you enter your credentials. So if you are already a user of the MCO, you get these credentials soon from the manufacturer of your machine or from us. And yeah, after we get on a landing page, we just enter the credentials, sign in, and we are directly on this landing page where we see all our apps. In this case, it's just the MCO scope. You can have much more there, all our TMC apps. And what you can do from there is, for example, directly change the language. Quite a lot available. And also under this profile menu, you can switch from a light to a dark mode. So really good in environments to save your eyes when it's darker, and maybe you just prefer the dark mode. So yeah, you have again fleet settings to set the server region and also to set the signal language of your machines to, for example, a machine language if you have the localized machines, and English and German to have a consistent language everywhere, because maybe you have Spanish and Italian machines and you just want to see them in English then because you just speak one language in your fleet. Exactly. Also things like changing password are possible there, and the download portal where you can download all the documentation of our products. So user manuals you will find there. And let's get into the fleet management itself. We have again a card view where you see all our machines, and you can also view the machines on a map. And on this map we see a bit more information like the orientation of the machine itself, if there are more GPS antennas installed. And you have again this card where you can watch KPIs that are definable from you, and also we can go into all machine specific apps like the cockpit. And now we just create a cockpit going inside, unlock with this locker, and then you can do something, create something new if you wish. We are adding now some battery voltage, temperature, and can move that freely. So all our widgets are freely movable. We can also add other widgets, more sophisticated visualizations, in this example from the battery. And we'll just say, okay, when it's under 10, over 30 volts, in this range the signal should be. We can add there some arrows, and we directly see in the widget how it will look like when we save it and put it into our cockpit. In this case we had 0 volts because it was a demo machine, so usually there are some voltage available. And if you want to get more infos of analog signal, you can click this chart button, and there you can also watch your data in detail. Good. Let's get to the notifications. So what we have done now in visual, we also want to get a notification for. So if our battery has under 22 volts, we want to get a notification. And I'll also want to get this notification per email, so I subscribe also for email, and then I will get every time the machine voltage is under 22 volts a notification. Can do that for all the signals. Quite important functionality. We have also reports where you can create your personalized reports from us. So if you have data that you want to see every week, then there is a possibility to get a very sophisticated visualization of your machines. And with also the file transfer I mentioned shortly before, and there we can, for example, set a trigger string so to get notified if someone uploads a file that has upload included or has a file ending that has exe included, for example. And now let's go to the maintenance module. In the maintenance module, I prepared a checklist and just some demo. These are freely configurable, so you can create tons of checklists there, your own checklists. And I've just made a demo, so you create these checklists that are PDFs, that can be Excels. We have multiple file formats supported there. And here's just a demo formula that you can fill out. So it's a PDF, so fully configurable from you. Just create a formula how you want to have your maintenance, and then this can be downloaded from your users in these maintenances. And yeah, I'll just save it now and we'll do the maintenance itself, where I can upload this file again. In this case, I can also fill in some other information. This information is usually pre-filled if the signal is available on the machine. In this case, we don't have the signal on the demo machine. And I can say, okay, maintenance was okay, so it's passed. Just some meta information inside there. I can also select some configurable machine modules. So these are also freely configurable from you. And then I get this into the history. So I get a logbook of my maintenances. Good. And have detailed information. I can download the documents again. And some other functionality is, for example, a log issue. So out of the usual maintenance cycle, I can also say, okay, some engine is, for example, defect in the worst case. And then I can log this as issue. The responsible person gets a notification via email, via in-app notification. And then in this case, I have the permission. This person can change the machine status to show if the machine is ready, if it's not available, or if it's just partially available. And it's shown up there and also everywhere in your cards in the fleet view. And it's overdue, for example. So if I didn't make a service longer time, it's overdue. Right, let's go into fleet data analytics, the last point for today. And there we want to have an overview of multiple machines. So in analytics in general, it is possible to view much more data, so up to 1 year of data that we have of the machines. And in this case, I want to see the voltages of 2 machines, so I want to compare them. Yeah, just selecting the battery voltage of the 2 machines I have in my fleet. And then I will directly see a preview. I can change the colors if I want, or just leave the default. And in this case, I'll add a threshold for the nominal voltage, fully configurable. And I already see the data. In our case, we have 1 machine on the grid, so 24.3 volt, and 1 machine wasn't connected on the battery, so it had 0 volts. Not the most interesting data, but I will also zoom in. So if you need to zoom in your data everywhere in tmOS, just use Shift and the mouse wheel and get some more detailed view about your data. Right. This was it from the hands-on view, and now we had prepared some Q&A. So just write in the Teams Q&A channel or leave a message, and I will directly answer your questions. So first question was, what is if there is no internet available? So I think on the machine, on the MDC, we generally store all the data that is generated from the machine. And if the internet is available afterwards, we are just syncing the data again. So no data is lost at any time. So Arabic language, so is Arabic available? What languages are available? So for now, we don't have Arabic available, I think. But it's always a possibility to add new languages. So if you need a specific language, you can request it, of course, and we integrate it then. And what languages are available? I think we have now 12 languages already in place, something like this. And it's under them is English, it's French, it's Chinese, Chinese simplified, for example, and yeah, also German, of course. So where do we save the data? In general, we have 4 different regions where we store all the machine data. So these regions are US, Japan, India, and Europe. And there the data of the machines itself is locally stored. And the data is stored in one of the major cloud providers to have good availability. Good. I think it was it so far from the questions. Thanks a lot for your participation. And if there are any more questions, don't hesitate to contact me directly via phone, via email, or if you want the latest news, just go on our LinkedIn page, visit us there. And yeah, thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Bye.